Well, hello everybody. It's Leanne Greff from Minot, North Dakota. I am live and I have some wonderful projects today. I'm really excited about this suite that I'm going to be sharing from the new holiday catalog. Can you believe our holiday catalog starts July 1st, which is just in a couple of days? Unreal. Our mini catalogs are now 6 months long. So they do January through end of June and then July through the end of December. So it makes it easy to remember when they're out and how long they last. So let me get my laptop synced up here. And hold on a second. A little bit slow today. Okay, I think I got it. So let me know if you're here, and especially if it's your first time here. Yeah, we had Stamp With Me live last night, and we made triple accordion cards. So this is what we did last night. So they look like a normal, when they're flat, A2 size card, but they open up like that. Isn't that cool? So I shared the dimensions. I shared how to make it last night. If you didn't watch last night, you can see it on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page here where you're watching, if you're watching it live. If not, it'll be on my YouTube channel later. But yeah, this is a really cool accordion card I made a second one. Different flowers and whatnot. It features the Awash in Beauty 12 by 12 designer paper. And the stamp set, here we go. I used the True Beauty bundle. The flowers and whatnot are cut out directly from the designer paper. There's one sheet that has flowers that the dies match the flowers perfectly. So this is from the paper, and that is from the paper. These dies are from the set of dies that is included. So if you haven't made one of these and you want to, go back on my Flower Bugs Inkspot page and you'll see the dimensions. Also, if you make one and share one on my Stamp and Share group, by July 17th, you will be in on a door prize drawing for Prize Patrol for a free embellishment. A new embellishment. So yeah, hopefully you'll share or do that and take advantage of the prize offering. I like to see what everybody makes. It is in a separate group than this one, and the link is in the description on that video. So once you go into that video, you will see the link. So the prizes for last week's Facebook Live were a set of, let's see, what is this called? This is the Heart and Home Memories and More cards and envelopes and the Memories and More cards. So it's everything you need to either do cards or you can use them for scrapbooking. That was for sharing, and these gems were for commenting. And the winners for these prizes are Kathleen Zuckerman and Trina Chaska. So congratulations, gals. Thank you so much for sharing and commenting and watching my live. Yeah, please share, get the word out for me. Help me get my videos out there. The prize for next week is this Driving By stamp set that was last celebration offering, and a silicone mat, a craft sheet that you can use. And I'll be sharing how to use that today. This is for commenting. This is for sharing. So yeah, get the word out for me. Help me know you're here and share my videos. Okay, so we are going to play with the Splendid Thoughts or Splendid Day suite, and it is in the new holiday catalog. I can't share the inside of the catalog until it goes live. That's one of Stampin' Up's rules. But there's lots of great product. I'm not ready to go and get into Christmas quite yet. I am enjoying summer. It's just not quite time. But on July 1st, celebration starts through the end of August, and so does this catalog. And I will be doing a special live this Thursday in just 2 days at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, showcasing everything in the catalog. So not everything. Everything I own, put it that way. So, so I'll be sharing those things with you and kind of an unboxing. Plus I have a lot of swaps that I've received that I can share. So the Splendid Day designer paper is just beautiful. Now I have parts and pieces of it. This is the foil side of this paper. So hopefully you can kind of see that. They are, oh gosh, the colors in here. Let me get my paper pack for reference. Is Calypso Coral, Copper, Fresh Freesia, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Sahara Sand, and Soft Sea Foam. So this is the foil side. As you can see, there are mostly botanicals in this paper. It is gorgeous. The copper, and here's the Fresh Freesia. Let's turn it over because the other side is not foil. Very soft, beautiful pastels. So here we have the Fresh Freesia, the Calypso, Sahara, Pool Party, Calypso Coral or Petal Pink, and Soft Sea Foam. It is beautiful. So I have a bunch of projects to share with you today using this suite. So the first one was inspired by my friend Lori Heiling. She made a card like it. We had something called Creativity Now. It was a demonstrator only event, and it was online. And she shared this card as part of a demonstration, and I just fell in love with it. And I know you're going to want to see how this is done. So look at this dimension on this leaf. Can you see that? How it's basically just 3 stitch squares, and those are made with the Stylish Shapes dies. This second from the smallest square, I believe, and from the foil paper. But look at the dimension on that die cut. And I just had to make it. I thought it was just fabulous. So we are going to change the colors, change a little bit about it. Now this, how you do that is by using our foam adhesive sheets. I don't know if you can see the heading of that. I'm going to show you where they're at in our catalog. So this is the annual catalog, and it's number 5, foam adhesive sheets. They come in a 4.5 by 4 5/16 kind of a square, and you can use them with even intricate dies. So I believe you get 6 sheets, and they're as thick as our dimensionals, but they're meant for die cutting, or I guess you could fussy cut as well, but they're double-sided. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this from start to finish, and this is very sticky now. It's just like a dimensional. I'm going to put this, oh, I'm sticking. I'm going to put a piece of white cardstock on there, and I probably should trim off the excess just so it doesn't stick to my plate, at least that big. So that is very thick. I could save that for using it for dimensionals if I wanted to. Okay, so we are going to get, oh boy, I hope I didn't bring them over. Hold on a second. Just can't remember everything. So this is the stamp set and dies that coordinate with that suite. There's also a ribbon and gems. And here is the ribbon. It is soft sea foam, sheer seam binding. And the gems are called open leaf trinkets. And they are in, I guess, copper. I think they're copper. So they are, yeah, have a little, they would be beautiful earrings. And I think some people may just do that. Okay, so we're gonna grab this die from the, I think they're called the Splendid stem dies. Move this over, and we're gonna grab the mini here. I put that in there so it would stay. Okay, so we're gonna put the top of the die on that. Yeah, that's what I wanna do. I have to rethink. So this is going to be really tight because of the thickness. I'm going to use my right hand here. And I have to stagger these plates so you can see one is longer than the other. And that is going to cut that thick foam and the die cut, or the die. And it is sticky. Well, it was sticking to my plate because I had a little bit excess there. So move that away. And we'll peel off gently. Don't want to lose any of this. It's very fine detail, you can see, so I'm trying to be somewhat careful. I'm not sure if I should push out the centers first. Maybe that would be smarter. I've only made a couple of these cards with this. You can see some of the backing is coming with, which is okay. Maybe I'll just do it all. You don't want to rip any of this either. So because it's so finely detailed, I just don't want to get all sticky either. I'll be sticking to everything. But I wanted you to see how hard or easy this is. Okay, so I can use that for other things, dimensionals, whatever, but it does come out cleanly from the die. Now, to get rid of the inside of this, it seemed like it was easier last time. Of course, I didn't have an audience. Trying to peel. Like I said, this is very fine. Uh-oh, lost my backing. It's gonna be, that's what helps it stick without having to use glue or making, you know how people do this before? They would cut out many of the same die and glue it to each other. Well, you don't have to do that with this. So now I'm going to leave that on here. I should have done the rest of my card first, shouldn't I have? Okay, we'll get some of this away. But I'm going to change this card up just a little bit in that I textured and added a second layer. So this is one layer with those squares, and I decided, I believe Lori did this. I'm not positive, but I believe she had a second layer on her card. Hello, everybody. Let me know if you're here. So let me know if you're watching. It's morning here on Tuesday. And for some reason, this piece seems a little shorter. I'm going to move it up a little bit. Who knows what my measurements were. So I'm going to use fresh freesia. What do you think of that? Instead of the, there's something on here. Okay. And just center those. And before I adhere them, I'm going to line them up and center on the textured piece. That's pretty good. Just a little bit of glue. I do want them, the leaves, to run somewhat the same way. And I'm using the edges as my border. I might as well just do them both at the same time. And the liquid glue allows me to slide these as needed before they dry completely. So if I don't have this centered, I have a little bit of time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move that last one, the middle one. And you don't want to use any fingernails on this foil paper because that will show. So just use the soft pads of your skin. And a tip, when you're gluing to a texture, it really helps to use strong glue. So there we go. Okay, so I have, oh, let's see where my greeting went. So here we go. Okay, we're going to use Fresh Freesia ink and the Let's Celebrate. If I can get that straight. Pretty good. Okay, that's all the inking that we need. So to pull this together and add, besides the ink that matches the Fresh Freesia cardstock, that matches the foil, I like to add just a little something else sometimes, and this tiny little bit of a cardstock strip, to me, is the perfect addition to bring that all together. So just a couple dimensionals under here. I'm going to try and grab the cardstock of both pieces, both the thin and the thick, and add that down here. And now we can bring in this piece, and I did peel off a little bit of the backing there. We'll see if I can get that to stay. But how easy, I should have put that on first. I think it's crooked. A little bit outside, but there we go. There is our adhesive leaf. Isn't that cool? So is that straight now? It's hard for me to tell. Okay, which one do you like better? This is, even though this is copper, I felt like Petal Pink went well with it. And I'm going to use our iridescent rhinestones instead of the champagne that I used there. So I'll just add a few here and there. These kind of have a pink, purple, yellow, anything with those iridescent rhinestones. They work well with anything. So that's the first card. What do you think? Pink is your favorite? Or the Fresh Freesia? Yeah, they're beautiful. I just love them. Copper is one of my favorite metals, so I'm really pleased with the copper and that it goes so well with our champagne rhinestones. Okay, first card done. Okay. Let's move on to, let's see what's next on my list. Okay, the brick one. Okay. So here are the dimensions for this one. And this is the card that I made. And I was inspired by that Creativity Now event that we did as a demonstrator. So it was last Saturday. We spent like 4 hours stamping together. So this one is very involved with a lot of die cuts but a technique. And they used blending brushes to brush over their brick cardstock, but I didn't like the look of the blending brush, so I changed it up to do direct to paper with my white craft ink. So this is just something I don't know, I just like to do direct to paper, but my craft ink pad is not moist. It's not fully inked. I kind of prefer it because I can get away with a lot more. Look at how that is picking up. And it does sometimes tend to get below the raised area, but I just love how it picks up the brick. And yes, you do get some smudges here and there, but I'm okay with that because brick is not a clean thing. So this is the brick wall folder on Calypso Coral. Okay, and I'm going to stamp the greeting. For some reason, I felt like Smoky Slate was a nice light ink to stamp for some of these images. So I'm gonna stamp the Sending Hugs on a scrap of white and fussy cut it. I also pre-stamped these images from the bundle and use the dies to cut them. So this is Petal Pink, and that is Soft Seafoam, which matches the ribbon really nicely. Okay, so I'll get my paper snips out. And so when you're fussy cutting, now one thing you can do is use the image itself and use the negative part to lay on it. So let me show you what I mean here. So you could use this to as your guide to where to cut if you wanted to. Just glue that right on there and cut right around. I like to get a little bit closer. And if you save the backing, if it's a clear mount stamp and there's the backing, that is also a really easy way to save kind of a template. But I just like to wing it and just curl. And you can watch my scissors. And you can see my scissors don't move much, but my paper does. The paper moves, the scissors does not. Okay, all right, so that's that. We have a lot to add on this card, but first of all, we're going to do the ribbon. Okay, tying a bow on camera. We'll see how I do. So a little bit more. All right, so I want this to be, if I'm thinking right, way over here. Okay, I'm not going to cut off the rest of my spool. Just gonna leave it as is. Now I wanna do a cross purpose here, so you can see it's around the card. And I'm holding it fairly tight, so one finger stays on that knot at all times. So I'm transferring from one to the other. And now the other forefinger is holding that knot down. And let's see, before I tighten it, I'm going to bring this tail. It's not going to mind, is it? No, of course it isn't. We'll see what I can do. Before I tighten it, I want to make sure the tails, oh boy, that did not turn out. I'm going to start over. I'm going to try the other way. Sometimes one way works better than the other when you're doing a bow. So I didn't cut anything. Nothing is wrong. But I found tying them upside down tends to work better. Yes, this is better. And before I tighten, I'm holding onto the knot, pulling my ends, and then making sure if I can get this tail, both tails, to be hanging down or over. Yeah, that's okay. They're both kind of hanging down on the right side. Just kind of fiddle with it till you're happy. Sorry. Okay, so that's my waist. Not too bad. Okay, so we got that done. And if you need to move it, you just grab both ends and you can slide that. I'm not gluing it down until I'm ready. All right, so we're going to add some dimensionals. I'm just going to use an end and I just tear it right off and add this to, this is a die cut that's in those dies. Let me show you those. So I'm trying to do this upside down. Okay, that will be that one. Goes about there on more dimensionals. Now that I'm pretty happy with my ribbon, I'm going to grab a glue dot and use my take your pick tool and pick that up and sneak it right under that knot. Okay, and I'm going to sneak another one under the ribbon. It's going to get hidden. But I want that ribbon to lay down flat. Now I have dimensionals here, so when I put this on here, I'm going to put my dimensionals under here. So as it goes through the mail, it will not be double thickness because my dimensionals, on the other side, they're here. Now they're here. So you're not adding extra thickness when it goes through the mail. Oops. Set straight. The reason I added that mini glue dot was so that ribbon doesn't let it float as it moves there. Okay, so we have this and we have a bunch. And in hindsight, why I did not use my adhesive sheets when I die cut all of these, kind of crazy, because now I have to use my liquid glue, which is fine, but it would have been easier just to, I'm not going to do it everywhere. There we go. I have a whole bunch more. These are all from the Splendid, what did we say those were? No, I can't find my dies. Oh, they're under here. These are the Splendid Stems dies, and it makes sense because there are a lot of botanicals here. And you don't want to add too much, just some smears, because otherwise you don't have to get everywhere. They'll be fine. They'll still stick. Otherwise they end up oozing and you get gluey mess. So less is the way to go here. And I'm just gonna wing it and pretend I know where I'm putting these. Just kind of like a background. I don't like stem ends to show. Okay, and this one, maybe I don't even need this third one, but I have glue on it, so I'm gonna do it. Okay, so now this one, I'm going to use what I call my rolled up glue dot. I don't want this to be really high in dimensions, so what I do is grab a glue dot and roll it up so it's almost triple thickness of a normal glue dot. And yes, I'm using a lot. I want to get them on all edges or all areas of this. It just adds a little more dimension. And one in the center. Yes, you're right. I might be able to do a knot in that ribbon for my waist. You're right. Okay, we'll put that one there. See how that kind of pops up just a little bit? Now this one I think I'm okay with adding dimensions to. I'm going to use some of my edges. I can almost sneak by with regular. I didn't have to get the minis out here. And all the stems are coming off of this reading area. Oh, come on now. Oh, I didn't glue that down. That's the problem. Okay, and last thing to do is to add some pearls. Now, these are new in the holiday catalog, and I've used quite a bit of the silver. There's gold, silver, I believe it's soft succulent, and ooh, I don't remember if it is strawberry, not strawberry, sweet sorbet. I'm not sure, but I decided to put a pearl. I know it's kind of a lot, but I thought that was so pretty to add a pearl on each of these little stems. And this is, I believe it's soft succulent. It could, I don't think it's, but it has a green tint to it. So I'm okay with adding it to those. So those are in the, they're very small and pretty. Okay, so our main card, now we can add it to our white card. And I'm just going to add a border, and that does the finishing touch, right? Brings that white all together. There we go. So that is the Splendid Day brick card. Isn't it pretty? Yeah, love the colors. Okay, that's the second card. Now the third one is, I'm going to change it up a little bit, and I have a couple other cards to show you after I'm done with this one. Okay, this one I'm going to change up. This is Petal Pink, and soft seafoam, a little bit of Calypso coral, and a little copper. So the white piece here is textured with the quatrefoil. That's new in the annual catalog. It's a new embossing folder, and we're going to stamp a greeting. Let me get here's the quatrefoil embossing folder. It's a 6x6, or I think probably a little larger than 6x6. It's beautiful, very, very delicate. And we're going to use this and Petal Pink to create a background that was so pretty, just kind of airy. Now when you do that, you want to move and have the stem, in my opinion, you want to have the stem off of the card. So I think I'll do that. Okay, so that's all we need to do for that. Love that when these airy stamps like that make that background. So then you just fill it in with this pretty white folder. And it gives a nice, about a 3/4 inch frame all the way around the whole thing. Okay, so here are the rest of the pieces. So what I'm going to do, instead of using this 1 inch by, let's see, 2.5 inch, I die cut I'm going to turn this into a little vase. And I'm going to stamp the Let's Celebrate in my Smoky Slate ink onto this soft seafoam. So we'll see how good. I did die cut 2 in case I need them. But this is kind of a neat accent that I'm just going to see how straight it is by stamping on my grid paper, fairly straight. See how good I do? Actually, not bad. Okay, so that will be at the bottom, and all of our flowers, I know what I forgot. I forgot to wrap this around that. So, you think I can tie? No, I can't tie a ribbon with that, or a knot. I'm gonna get my ribbon out again and just add a knot to this piece. So just an overhand knot, make a loop, and tie it. And I don't want it to be too tight. There we go. We'll trim it for now. So yeah, I normally, before I glued that, and I could probably lift that up, I wrapped that around and tied a bow, but I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, so this is going to go on first, and once again, I should have used my adhesive sheets. This is going to go like that. And then we're going to add this one. And I'm going to get my silicone mat out that protects my work surface from extra glue. And yeah, the other side is a nice foil. I'm just going to get the tips of these so they stay down fairly well, so they don't fly out. They're so fine. If I go over it, it'll stick to the silicone mat, and hopefully not to my project. Okay, that's working out well. Then I have these two. I'm going to go in a new spot so I don't get the front of that with my glue. Silicone mat is also really good if you ever do any hot glue. This is wonderful with hot glue. It doesn't stick at all. It just, you can just wipe it off after it dries. It's really nice. Okay, so this one will go, we want it all to come from that. So like it's a vase of flowers. Or maybe a bowl. Okay, and this I will add dimensions to. I have a few extra cards I want to show you using this suite next. Not sure the ribbon, oh, that's the other thing, is these gems, these open trinkets. What do you think? I had it hanging from the bow or the knot. Let's see if we like it. I'm not sure. What do you think? I really like the addition of it. I think maybe I'll do it like that. Okay, again, mini glue dots. Yeah, the colors are really pretty. I'm gonna grab the trinket, doesn't wanna grab, with a glue dot in actually both places. I'm gonna roll this one up a little bit and put it right on that area. And just stick that right about there. And then again, mini glue dots and ribbons are best friends, remember? So just press that on, and now the glue dot is stuck to the ribbon. And then I'm going to add that right here. So it has a purpose. Okay, I didn't add any gems. I do think I like that one better with the little vase. What do you think? I think that seems appropriate. All right, so there are our cards today. We have a couple samples with the squares. I think they're so pretty. This suite is just gorgeous. You can order, if you're not a demonstrator, you can order it on July 1st if you're interested in it. So thank you, thank you. So I really hope you liked the use of this dimension. I have a little extra piece right there I'm going to trim off. It just adds such neat dimension. It's hard to see it in person, but you can sure notice it, or hard to see it on camera. You can sure notice it in person. It's really pretty. Okay, so the other cards besides these that I wanted to share were this one. This one is Pool Party. Again, here's another use of that foam adhesive sheets. Can you see how much dimension that has? It's just beautiful. That foil. This is Pool Party with the fresh freesia, and there's little bees in that stamp set. Put that out. And here's one I did for a swap. I stamped that image that I used on this one on the upper and lower in black. Again, I heat embossed that sentiment on that die cut, that black die cut, and 2 die cuts, couple silver pearls. And this was frame left over from die cutting a centerpiece of the stitched rectangle that I'm like, I'm going to use that for something. Well, I had almost enough. I think I had to cut out 1 or 2 extras of those frames for this swap. And this is another card. I almost shared this one, but this is just fresh freesia blends and Pool Party blends scribbled for a background and blended. And I honestly didn't try to blend them very well. I wish I would have. A couple of bees, a couple of the die cut elements, and a little ribbon. Isn't that pretty? I really like that card. So that is the Splendid Thoughts suite or bundle. It includes the ribbon, the elements, or let me see what those are called, the trinkets, the foil paper, the stamp set, and the dies. So that's what the Splendid Thoughts bundle includes. Okay, to remind you, or maybe some of you, I know I've had a lot of questions. If anyone's interested in my annual catalog designer paper share, that will be available. This is the last one I'm going to offer back by popular demand. I keep thinking I had the last one, but I keep getting requests, and I know this is the last one. I have 4 spots left. It's $26 local and $32 with shipping. It's 82 sheets. It's about 1.25 inches thick, and that'll be shipped first class mail. So let me know if you want a spot in that. And I will be doing a holiday catalog share, a paper share with the new holiday catalog also. And I will have details on that hopefully by Thursday night's video. And it isn't going to include all of the designer paper, including the specialty papers. So it's going to be a big pack. I will not be doing a ribbon share or a embellishment share, but I will be doing the designer paper share. And if you want both and you want to hold off for shipping, I can combine shipping and you can get both. So let me know if you want that. I do not know the price of the holiday catalog paper share. I'm going to figure that out tonight, and I'll advertise it in the next few days here. And on Thursday night, special video. So Thursday night, that is the 30th at 7:30 Central Time. I'll be doing a product showcase for the holiday catalog and the celebration catalog. So I hope you can join me for that. I hope to do it on YouTube Live. So be sure you're following me on YouTube. I will provide the link in the description of this video for my YouTube channel. Be sure you follow me and click the little red bell on my YouTube channel and you will be notified when I go live. Okay, all right, I think that's it. That's it. So thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you're loving this suite. And yeah, it's just gorgeous. All right, thanks so much. Have a great week, everybody. Okay, bye-bye.